Hello everyone, myself Dr. Ranjith Kumar Gatla, working as an Associate Professor in the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering at Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. So in today's class, we are going to discuss about some basics and introduction to the outcome-based education system. So we usually call it as in short form OBE, which means outcome-based education system. So actually, before going in detail, why we are going to discuss about this outcome-based education system now? Because in the next class, we are going to discuss about the course template of the course, which is electrical circuits. So there we are going to discuss about the overview of the course and what are the objectives of the course and outcomes of the course. Okay, and what is CO and what is PO and what is the mapping of CO and PO, what is attainment. So there are many things that we are going to discuss related to the electrical circuit course. So before going to that, so we have to know actually what is the importance of this outcome based education system and are the importance of implementing the outcome based education system in the current education system, right? So here to implement the outcome based education system, so here actually initially we should know the two bodies, which is one is the Washington Accord, another one is the NBA, which means National Board of Accreditation. So here the Washington Accord is the multilateral agreement signed in 1989 between the bodies responsible for the accreditation or recognition, which means internationally there is a body which is called as a Washington Accord, so which is formed in 1989 between the bodies, those who are responsible for this accreditation or the recognition of the institutes, those who are implementing outcome based education system effectively, right? So then in India, the National Board of Accreditation, okay, so it is a body, or it is a board established by the AICTE for the purpose of accreditation of the higher education systems in India, right? So which was formed in 1994, but after that, now the National Board of Accreditation is got separated and it is formed as a autonomous body in 2010. So since 2010, so the National Board of Accreditation is an autonomous body. So which means internationally the Washington Accord will take care about this the accreditation process, which means how the educational or the higher educational institutions are implementing the outcome based education system. And the same way, in line with the Washington Accord, in India, okay, so this responsibility is taken care by the National Board of Accreditation, right? So here the National Board of Accreditation, which is NBA, is a full-time member of Washington Accord. So like this in every country, some countries, they are following their own body, or they formed their own body to recognize the institutions, those who are implementing the outcome based education system effectively, or some institutions still they are following the Washington Accord. Okay, then hence before applying for the NBA accreditation, so the department make sure that the COs are well defined, okay, and the CO serves the purpose of the outcome based education system or not. So here the CO is nothing but the course outcome. Okay, one by one we will discuss what is course outcome and all, right? So then actually here there are two different types of what is that accreditations are there. One is Tier 1 and Tier 2, because for fair accreditation process, okay, so we cannot make into one group, like the institutions, okay, those who are the affiliated institutions and those who are universities, okay. So anyway, because the universities are well equipped and infrastructure in terms of all means, okay, so the universities are high quality than the institutions. So that's why to apply the fair accreditation process, here they have divided into two groups. One is Tier 1 and Tier 2. So here the Tier 1 comes under, because accreditation that we are going for, whether it is a Tier 1 accreditation or the Tier 2 accreditation, or the institutions they divided into the Tier 1 and Tier 2. So for the Tier 1 institutions, under the tier 1, the institutions consist of all the IITs, NITs, and the central universities, state universities, and as well as the autonomous colleges like us, because our Institute of Aeronautical Engineering is also an autonomous institute, so we will comes under the tier 1. So which means we accredited by NBA under tier 1. Then the tier 2 means the institutions, those who are affiliated to the universities. Okay, universities means either, mostly the state universities, which means the colleges which are under the affiliation of the JNTU, okay, or the Usmania University or Kakatiya, like that. Okay, the colleges, those who are affiliated to the universities comes under tier 2. Then actually, what is OBE? What is outcome based education system? And actually, of course, there are many definitions for the outcome based education system. Okay, so it is very difficult to answer what is outcome based education system, or very difficult to define like a a definition for the outcome based education system, right? So basically the outcome based education, which means, okay, so the education should be based on the outcome, which means after successful completion of the course, what the student should able to do, that is what this outcome based education system. So which means before framing the curriculum, okay, or while framing the curriculum, so we should aware, okay, after completion of this particular course or after completion of the particular program, what student will able to do. So that is what here the outcome based education system is implementing, right? So which means here based on that we should organize, okay, the curriculum and instructions and assessment. Okay, so all these things, because initially we should frame the curriculum, okay, and while making the curriculum or before making the curriculum, so we should keep in mind this outcome based education system process, and then after that the instructions, okay, which means the content delivery, right? So how effectively we are delivering the content to the students, right? That is also one of the major important thing here. And after that, how we are going to assess the students, right? So these are the three major components in the outcome based education system. Then what are the benefits to adopt these outcome based education systems by the institutions, okay, or as well as what are the advantages for the students to to adopt these outcome based education system, right? So the institutions adapting the outcome based education system, so try to bring the changes in the curriculum by dynamically. Okay, so what is the requirement or what is the need of changing the curriculum dynamically? Because, okay, so the curriculum, while making the curriculum, we must take the inputs from the stakeholders. Then who are the stakeholders here? The stakeholders are nothing but like the student is one of the stakeholder, and the parents and the industry personals, okay, are the recruiters, okay, which means those who come to our campus to recruit the people. Okay, so these all are the stakeholders. So we must take the inputs from the feedback from the stakeholders and before going to make the curriculum. So which means we must change the curriculum dynamically. Okay, so so that the curriculum should address the industry needs. Okay, so that is why here there is a need of changing the curriculum dynamically. So when you adopt the outcome based education system, so there is a provision to change the curriculum dynamically according to the requirements of the various stakeholders, right? So which means you must while making the curriculum, you must consider what the students is expecting and what the parents are expecting, which means because here actually the terminology is also different in the outcome based education system. Usually in generally we call it as a subjects, okay, but here we call it as a courses. Okay, so like electrical circuit is one course, right? And then the BTech in electrical and electronic engineering is a program, and another program, suppose let us consider BTech in electronics and communication engineering is another program. So like this here the programs are nothing but here like this. Okay, so BTech in computer science engineering is another program, right? So course and program, so that's why course outcomes and program outcomes. So course outcome means after successful completion of the course, okay, what student will able to do, that is the course outcome. And program outcome means after completion of the program, which means after completion of the 4 years degree or BTech degree in electrical and electronics engineering, what student will able to do. So those are the program outcomes. Of course, we will discuss in detail about course outcomes and program outcomes later. Then the OBE is an student-centric education process. Another important point here it is the OBE is a student-centric education process that focuses on what students can do or the abilities that they should develop after they are taught particular course or particular program. So that is what another advantage of the outcome-based education system, right? And here an outcome is what the learners will able to do or perform as a result of some learning experience, which means the practical. Okay, so because here it is more practical than the traditional education system in outcome based education system. Why? Because here the outcome means is what the learner, which means what the student will able to do. Okay, able to do, which means or the perform. Okay, as a result of some learning experience based on his learning experience, okay, during the course instruction. So what I mean after based on that experience after the completion of the course, okay, what student will able to do or what he can perform based on the learning experience that he has gone through. So that is what here the outcome. So that's why this outcome based education system is very very important in our education system. Okay, and of course, an outcome is also of an education is what the student should be able to do at the end of the program, okay, or end of the course, or end of the instructional modules, okay, or the instructional units. So, which means here, like part by part, okay. So here the combination of various modules is we can make it as a course, and the combination of various courses, by combining the various courses, we can frame a program. Right, so that's why instead of waiting for the program outcome, so first initially we can define the instructional modules outcomes, okay, or even though we usually call it as a TLOs, topic learning outcomes, right? So which means after completion of one particular topic, okay, so based on that learning experience and based on that the topic, the knowledge on the topic, what student can able to do or what students should able to do or what students will able to do, right? So like that, then coming to the after different topics, then coming to the course, okay, so which means then after completion of the course, what student will able to do, then after various courses, then we will come to the program outcomes. Then after completion of this particular program, what student will able to do. So that is what here the outcome based education system. So which means here we are defining the outcomes, okay, at every stage, right? So from the topic to the program. So that is what here the outcome based education system. So that is why here it is called as a outcome based education system. So which means here at every stage, okay, so we are defining the outcomes and based on and not only just to defining the outcomes here, okay, we will also assess, right? So we will assess whether that particular outcome is attained or not. Okay, so I mean, of course, various assessment tools are there and various assessment procedures are there that we will discuss in coming classes. Okay, so based on that assessments, we will also assess whether that particular course outcome is attained or not. Okay, so based on these course outcomes, whether that particular program outcomes are attained or not. Okay, so even though in the course, if the course outcome is not attained, okay, then what is the action taken that we are going to implement? Okay, so what are the necessary actions that we should take to attain the course outcomes for the next batch? So like that here, everything is based on the outcome. So that's why this process is called as a outcome based education system. Then another advantages are here, it is internationally recognized and the global employment opportunities. Okay, so how it is internationally recognized means here, as we discussed, this NBA is in accordance with the Washington Accord. So Washington Accord is a internationally recognized body. Okay, so which means suppose if our program, okay, which means the BTech in Electrical and Electronic Engineering program is accredited by the National Board of Accreditation, which is nothing but here this program is recognized by the Washington Accord also. So which means suppose if you have done bachelor degree in our Institute of Aeronautical Engineering College, then you go for the MS in US. Okay, so there again you are taking, suppose in your MS curriculum, if you identified there is a course that you have already taught in your bachelor degree, then you no need to take again that particular course. You can transfer your credits from here to there. When it is possible, when that particular program is accredited by the NBA, then only you can transfer that particular credits to that particular course in the MS. So again, you no need to take and you no need to retake the exam, so that you can save the time and as well as the money. So that is what here it is internationally recognized. Okay, and then more employable and innovative graduates with professional and soft skill and social responsibility and ethics. So why here, which means here one thing is more employable. Why more employable? Because as we discussed just now, I mean just before, right? Okay, here we are framing the curriculum by taking the inputs from the employer also, which means the recruiter also. So which means we are ready, okay, for the industry needs. So that's why, so more employable. So there are more opportunities for these OB implementing educational institutions are the students. And innovative graduates, of course our curriculum is innovative because we will also include some component in the curriculum that is innovation. So that's why here the innovative graduates with professional and soft skills, because there are some program outcomes, okay, so which address these professional soft skills, social responsibility and ethics, right? So to attain that professional program outcomes, okay, we will also include, okay, some courses which is related to the social responsibility and ethics. And of course also we will include some content in the curriculum, okay, which can develop the professional and the soft skills of the students also. So which means while framing the curriculum, we will address all these particular issues. Okay, and the better visibility and reputation, of course, because if our institute are the not institute, okay, because this accreditation is for the program, not for the whole institute, right? So whether the particular program is accredited means, of course, it is internationally recognized means, definitely we will get the better visibility and reputation for that particular particular technical institutes among all other stakeholders. Okay, and here improving the commitment and involvement of all the stakeholders, right? Because here we are involving the stakeholders in the curriculum. Okay, while making the curriculum, we are involving all the stakeholders. Okay, so that is also one of the major advantage of this outcome based education system, right? So like these various advantages are there by implementing this outcome based education system in our higher education systems. Then here majorly there are 4 levels of the outcome based education systems, right? So the first, I mean, we are coming from higher to lower. So first one is the program educational objectives, right? The program educational objectives are nothing but, okay, so after completion of the course, okay, or after 5 years of completion of the course, okay, so what student will able to there, okay, which means the position of the students we will define by the program educational objectives, which means the long-term goal. The program educational objectives are nothing but long-term goal. Then the program outcomes are nothing but after completion of the program, okay, what student can able to do immediately after completion of that particular program, which means after completion of the 4 years of that particular program. So the program is, let us consider again BTech in electrical and electronic engineering. So what student will able to do? So that will defined by these program outcomes. Then the program specific outcomes, right? Of course, here the program outcomes are same for all the programs, okay. So whether it is a BTech in electrical and electronic engineering or BTech in mechanical engineering or BTech in computer engineering, okay. So whatever the program is there, for all the programs here the program outcomes are same, and these program outcomes are defined by the Washington Accord. Okay, so we are not allowed to change the program outcomes. But when coming to the program specific outcomes, okay, so we will have a provision to frame the program specific outcomes. So the program specific outcomes is nothing but, suppose specifically the program here it is electrical and electronic engineering. For that particular specific program, we can frame the program specific outcomes. Okay, some 2 to 3 program specific outcomes that we can frame, right? So that is meant by this program specific outcomes. Then course outcomes. So course outcomes means for every course. Okay, we usually, from 4 to 6 course outcomes we usually write. So which means after completion of the course, what student will able to do. So that is the course outcomes. Okay, so which means first the course outcomes, then course outcomes to the program outcomes, program specific outcomes, then program specific outcomes to the program outcomes, and then program outcomes to the program educational outcomes, program educational objectives. Okay, so this is what the various levels of the outcome based education system. Okay, so just you try to adopt the terminology that is more important here. Okay, then here for example, here I have mentioned the program specific outcomes of a program called BTech in Electrical and Electronic Engineering. So if you just see here, so after successful completion of the program which is BTech in Electrical and Electronic Engineering, what student can able to do, or what student will able to do. So the student will able to design, develop, okay, fabricate and commission the electrical systems involving power generation, transmission, distribution and utilization. Of course, because you have gone through all these courses, okay, the courses related to the power generation, and the courses related to the power transmission, and the courses related to the power distribution and utilization. So that's why, based on the courses that you have taught, okay, so based on that, okay, so after completion of this particular course, particular program, then the student will able to design, develop and fabricate and commission the electrical system involving power generation, transmission, distribution and utilization. And when coming to the second program specific outcomes, then after successful completion of the program, okay, so the student will able to focus on the components of the electrical drives with its converter topologies for the energy conversion, management and auditing in specific applications of the industry and sustainable rural development. Because of course you will also go through in the curriculum, okay, you have already taught the courses which are related to the electrical drives and the power electronics. So based on the knowledge that you have gained from the electrical drives and the the converter topologies, then after successful completion of this particular program, then you are able to apply these concepts in the real-time applications where the energy conversion, okay, which means AC to DC or DC to AC, okay, and the management, energy management also, which means if there is a need of storage of the energy, then you can store, and like that you can manage the energy and auditing, okay, and in a particular specific applications of the industry also, okay, wherever the requirement of the knowledge of these electrical drives and the converter topologies, okay, so there you are able to apply this particular knowledge to the industry specific applications after completion of this particular program. Then when coming to the program specific outcome 3, so after successful completion of this program, the student will able to gain the hands-on competency skills, okay, like the PLC automation and process controller and HMI and other computing tools necessary for entry-level position to meet the requirements of the employers. Yeah, because these all are the soft computing techniques, not exactly the soft computing techniques, are the simulation tools which we are which the student taught in during the program. Okay, because you will be having the PLC and PLC automation, the course, okay, and you will be also having the MATLAB and Simulink, okay, and PSCADA, okay. So like that various simulation tools that you have, taught while doing the experiments in the laboratory. So those, those information are those, the practice of those particular computation tools, okay, will helpful for the entry level positions in the industry. Okay, because here the industry not expecting to design the thing before going to the company, because if you know some basic knowledge on the particular simulation tool, how we can use that particular simulation tool, that is enough. Because after you join in the industry, so they will give you the target, and according to that you have to design that and you have to perform that particular task. So this is what the program specific outcomes. Then similarly here there are 12 program outcomes also there. Okay, according to the NBA, they have defined the 12 program outcomes, and every program outcomes will address a particular what is that, the concept or a particular issue. So the first program outcomes is about the engineering knowledge, and the second program is about the problem analysis, which means you have to frame the courses, okay, to address these engineering knowledge and to address the problem solving analysis or problem analysis skills, and also to develop or design the development of solutions and conduct investigation on the complex problems, which means by taking that courses, the student will able to conduct the investigation on the complex problems, okay, and he should be able to use the modern tools, okay, and it should be also address the engineer and the society, okay, the combination, okay, the engineer and society. Of course, the innovation should not destroy the society, and also the innovation should not destroy the environment. So we must make it a consideration while doing the engineering innovation. So that's why here the engineering, society and environment and sustainability, okay, and ethics. Of course, when we are doing some engineering innovation, we must follow some ethics in that. Then the individual and teamwork. Of course, here nowadays the individual work is not at all good, okay, because it should be a teamwork. So that's why the individual and as well as teamwork, because in the team your individual performance is very important, okay, so not only individual and not only the team, okay. So of course the teamwork is necessary, but in the team your individual performance is also a point here. And the communication, okay, and the project management and finance, okay, that is also very important here, okay. Then here the lifelong learning, this is also very important. So all these 12 POs will address, okay, the various issues, okay, or the various concepts, okay. And here of course every the program outcome, it addresses the various features, okay. Here like 10, 11, 12, 1, 5 that we have already that we ourselves defined, okay, what are the features that addresses that particular program outcome. Then coming to the Bloom's taxonomy, this is also one of the important terminology that we regularly use in our outcome based education system implementation. As a student, it is very important to know about this Bloom's taxonomy, right? So here the Bloom's taxonomy is nothing but, okay, so is a tool which can measure the student level of knowledge, okay. So which means, of course, as I mentioned here, we are framing we are developing the curriculum. In that curriculum, the various courses are there, okay. In the various in a particular course, various modules are there, and in a particular module, various topics are there, right? But at what level you have to learn that particular topic, and what level they are going to teach you that particular topic, that they have to define, okay. Whether that particular topic is here of course next step, yeah, these are the different levels, okay. Whether that particular topic or the concept is at the remember level or the understand level, okay, or the apply level or analyze and evaluate and the create, which means from that particular topic, okay, whether you have to remember or understand, okay. So which means, of course, this is anyway one by one, okay. So during the first year or in the first semester, the courses which you are going to thought all are maybe the basic courses, which means either maybe remember or understand, okay. Then then when you are going to second year, third year, final year, okay, after maybe in the final year, you may have the courses at the level of analysis, or maybe some courses maybe at the evaluate level, okay. So this is what, and you can the project is also a part of the course here, okay. We can call it as project work is also a one course. So by taking that course, okay, we can create some new things, because whatever the knowledge that we are gained during the first, second and third and final year, okay. So we are going to apply the particular knowledge, and we are going to evaluate after applying, then we are going to evaluate, then by evaluating, then we can create some new things, okay. So that is what here the Bloom's taxonomy. Yeah, here you can see here the remembering, which means the behavior of the remember, here it is to recall the particular concepts, okay, or to recognize and identification of that particular concept, okay. So which means you are not going to apply that particular knowledge, particular concept, okay. So the concept is at the remembering level is nothing but, okay, so it means it is just to recall or recognize or to identify that particular concept. Then coming to the understanding level. So the behavior of the understanding is what is the comprehensive meaning of that particular topic. Oh, okay. And explain the data in your own words, which means once you get understand, then only you will able to explain that particular topic in your own words. Okay. So that is mean by the understanding level. Then when coming to the applying, so which means whatever the concepts that you are understood, you must apply that particular knowledge to the real time situations or to the real life solutions. Okay. So which means that is the apply level. So which means here you can you just try to understand. Once you remember, then only you can understand the concept. Once you understand the concepts, then only based on that knowledge that you have gained by understanding that particular concepts, then only you can apply to the some real time situations or some practical problems that you can apply that particular concepts, right? Then after applying, then you go for the analyzing level. So analyzing means, of course, once you apply the concepts to the real time problems, but after that you have to analyze, okay, whether you are getting the same solution that you are expecting or not. Okay, if not, then what is the drawbacks? Okay, and what are the actions that you need to take more to get the accurate or your expected solutions. So like that you have to you can able to analyze in that particular level. Okay, so that's what here the behavior is. Interpret elements, okay, and the structural relationship between the individual components, which means, of course, there are so many components are in a particular system. Okay, so you have to understand the relation between the concepts, then only you can able to analyze. Okay, so by changing which parameter you will get the required output or the required solution. So that is what the analyzing level, right? The next one is the evaluation, right? So once you have analyzed, then you can evaluate, which means whether the particular procedure that you have applied, okay, is what is that acceptable or not, okay, or what level it will be acceptable. So like that you have to evaluate, which means the assess effectiveness of the old concepts in relation to other variables. Okay, so that is what the evaluation. So once the evaluation has been done, then the final the higher order here it is the creation, right? So which means based on all these knowledge, okay, then you have to create the new things, okay, or you have to develop a new concept based on the concepts that you've gone through, okay, or maybe a new approach for a particular solution. So that is what the creating level. Okay, so this is how the Bloom's taxonomy will go from remember to creation level, right? So this is all about the outcome based education system. Okay, I mean some basics are the terminology about the outcome based education system. Okay, so you just try to understand the concepts which I have explained in the outcome based education system, and try to adopt the terminology which I have used in this particular outcome based education system. Because during the program, okay, which means during the courses and during the program, you are gone through all these terminologies. Okay, so because you have to understand what is mean by CO, what is mean by PO, what is mean by PEO, what is this Bloom's taxonomy, so what is remember and what is understanding. Okay, if you are able to know all these terminologies, then it is very easy to get through your program, right? So this is all about the outcome based education system. So now in the next class, okay, so we will just apply this outcome based education system, or we will just implement this outcome based education system in our particular course, right? So that is the electrical and that is the electrical circuits course. So how we are going to implement, how we are adapting, and how we are going to implement, that we will see in the next class. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.